What's up, everyone? We got the next project here, and it's gonna be a built-in shelf. Notice a bunch of crap here, and a bunch of crap there, and a bunch of crap everywhere, and we don't have a lot of places to put it. So, been requested by the girlfriend to build a shelf right here. So it's gonna be like 5 feet wide and like 4 feet tall, and it's gonna be built in. So it's gonna have like multiple towers kind of thing. So never built a shelf before, so we're gonna have to see how it goes. But I'm pretty confident that it won't be too bad. I saw some stuff online I think will be good as templates. I got some supports. I got some bracket supports to support the weight and everything. So I'll be drilling into studs and such so as well. So it's going to be an interesting project. The first step, we're going to stain or condition. We're going to condition the wood first and then stain it. So we got like some of the first beautiful days of the year. So we're going to do this outside. We're going to condition this wood and it should dry, hopefully. It'll be good. Now the reason why you want to condition the wood before you stain it is because it prevents it from these blotches that can appear on the wood if you just go ahead and just stain it. I think it just kind of evens out the tone of the wood. Cool. So now all that wood is conditioned on this side. And you can kind of get an idea when I like grab this and you can look at the other side, the difference it makes. It's kind of like, just kind of prepares the wood, right? Just kind of rehydrates it maybe a little bit. Makes it look a little nicer. Cool. All right, so it's dried overnight and I'm now gonna stain the wood. So I'm going in with this like golden oak color. It's already kind of been the theme of the room. I already made shelves with the golden oak. So I might not have enough. I have like some left in here, but I'm definitely gonna want to do 2 coats of paint on these. So we're gonna get right to it. Let's get the first coat done. Yeah, so as I predicted, I ran out of this stuff. But as you can see, I got a lot done. But it really, I really like this color because it kind of really brings out a kind of like old wood kind of look. Kind of like an old pirate ship kind of color. So yeah, we'll just get some more of this stuff and we'll keep on going. Look at that. Looks pretty cool, right? Check this out. You can kind of tell where this wood, I didn't condition these like strips as well as I did these pieces. And you can tell on the stain here, it's a little bit splotchy in bits. So it kind of just shows you, reminds you like, do it right? Condition the wood first and it comes out a lot better. And you can tell this looks real. I really like kind of how this kind of brought out these kind of details and these kind of imperfections and such. So yeah, these are ready to go. Now on to the next step. Okay, so the next step is to outline exactly where these studs are, and especially on the side here as well. And we're going to use my stud finder and my nail finder because I don't know if it's going to be hard to find studs. In this house, I've had a hard time finding exactly where studs are, so I've had to use both. So wood's dry. Let's get to work on this. Let's see what it looks like. So I'm using my stud finder, and it is not easily finding studs here. I mean, I think I found a couple, but it's just not consistent. I'm gonna have to use the nail one, I think, because I think there may be plaster under this wall. This nail finder I find can be more accurate because it'll pick up where a nail is, and as you can see, I drew it here. Hold on. Boom. It'll like go right over where oh wait, what the heck's going on? It'll basically point right where the nail is, right there. See? Boom. And it'll point right where the nail is. And right there. Boom. And look, I just found another one. Ready, and whoop. Right there. Just points right at it as you gloss over it. I just want to say, being a lefty, the struggle is real. I have to read everything upside down. Small pains in the butts that righties don't appreciate. So you can see where I drew out this line here, and then it goes up to the ceiling like that, right there. Right, that's the outline of the shelf. And I realize now I might need to get a 4th one of these braces because I only got 3 of them, but hopefully one will go right there if my stud finder is right, and one other one right here, another one right here, and another one I found right here. So let's see. Okay, the test hole is revealed. That I'm pretty sure we got a stud here, so we're gonna make them a little bigger and then try to get the first brace in. Whew. Okay, so here's a cool tool. I got a 9/64 drill bit, right? And I got number 10 screws. So to kind of test out to see if you got the right bit, right? See, this drill bit goes right in easily, and then when I put the screw in, 1 second, when it put it in and you can screw it through like this, you can see it goes through, but like just in a good thread, so you know you got the right drill bit for the right screw. So I've had a problem of like constantly stripping these screws, and I realized by going to the hardware store that the problem is I'm using the wrong bit. So use the right bit and you won't strip these screws hopefully. So let's try this again. All right, so update. So far so good, except I need to get a fourth one of these brackets because I'm missing one. And I think one over here would look good and make total sense. I think these guys who obviously built these studs knew what they were doing. They're 16-inch on center, even though I'm using the stud finders. I'm using 3-inch screws here, which some people would call like a little overkill, but I don't know, I'd rather over-engineer. Made in America. Made by Ben. So, yeah, I'm using 3-inch screws and they're going in the studs well. Here's a cool thing. Check this out. So, obviously, when you get, I measured this to be 4 feet high, right? I was wanting to make a 4 feet high shelf, right? So, obviously, when you add this on there, you're reducing this by 3/4 of an inch. So that means you got to shorten this, which was 4 foot cut, to fit up here. So I cut that. Now, can you tell the difference of which of the 1x2s? I bet you can't. What's crazy is that it made a completely perfect 1x2 in the exact 11 1/4 inches, which is the distance here across. So are you telling me I bought these 1x2s and I didn't need to? Well, I will need to when I build the actual shelves. But what's kind of cool is that it made a pretty spot on 1x2. That's insane. So I'm going to join this, obviously. I'm using my circular saw, so it's not, I mean, which is not ideal for furniture making, so I'll have to join this up here and I'll make that look cool. But off to the store to get another one of these, and then we're going to start putting this whole box together next. Another thing I'm realizing is that like I had in my mind that I was going to like join the corners with these 1x2s like that. And this would be obviously part of a bottom shelf. And I'm like, this looks like crap. Like, why would I want to like join it like that when these are going to be really sufficient? And this is snug as crazy. I might just need to join these and flush this up. And then that might be good. However, where it will matter is when I put the 1x12s up here. Then I'm definitely going to need to secure it in with these top bits. So I think the corner top, that's going to be good. But these bottom ones, they might not need it, which is pretty cool. Except for, yeah, I think that might, yeah. Yeah! One quick decision I just made was that this piece of wood, I just flipped. Because of the manufacturing imperfection of like the unevenness and the difficulty in making this a join, like you can see already this is like a lot better than it was before. That can be rectified with the screw, hopefully as much as possible, but yeah. If you have a flatter side, more even side, just use that. Here's the cool thing. I don't know if your drill has this, but mine does. It has 2 different settings. And basically it's like a heavier, faster setting versus like a lighter setting. Now I use this setting to kind of know that when I drill into this hole here, if I've hit a stud or not. Because I feel like when it's on the 2 setting, it's hard to know like, ooh, did I hit a stud or did I? Because it goes in really easily. So let's see. Yeah, so I can feel immediately that I hit a stud just because it wasn't going like super fast. So now I got it on the 2 setting, and then it goes in really easily. So I don't have fancy table saws, but I do have a circular saw, and I'm just being really careful as I cut this. Boom, look at that. Right on the outside of that line. It's pretty close. So yeah, got this side of the wall up. Snug fit. I'm gonna have to repaint the ceiling there as I kind of banged it in there, but really snug. It's totally level. And I joined it underneath there. Looking good so far. Now I gotta get this top part across. Okay, so I got the piece measured for the top. Now I got a conundrum. I got the screws ready. And basically what I'm gonna create is a 3/4 inch shelf for that top piece. I'm gonna put one there and one there, and you'll see in a second. So I gotta set this up. Okay, here's the moment of truth. Let's try to slip it in there. It's a tight fit. Wow, look at that. That couldn't have turned out any better. I'm gonna screw it in on the top there. That'll keep it locked in there. And I gotta figure out a way how to keep it from sliding out potentially over there. So maybe a long screw going from the bottom up, something like that, yeah. All right, so now we got the screws in here and we got the brace up there. This middle part's set up. Now to put the parts in, to put the shelves in. Okay, so first things first, to divide these up into 3 shelving sections. This is 46 inches tall, so divide by 3 is like 15.3, so like a 15 and a third kind of thing. So I'm gonna label that, and then label that, and remember, it's gonna be the top part of the shelf. So the shelf will sit there, so it's gotta go below that. So what I've been doing is just drilling it a little bit through so it's easy to drill into the wall here. And then what I do is put some wood glue on there, and then I line it up right there, nice and even with the line. And so far I did that side, so it's looking good so far. And one thing I did that was really important to do, especially for these middle, because they're gonna go like right on the other side of each other, is to make sure when you drill the holes that they're slightly off from each other so the screws don't hit each other when you're screwing in. Okay, so the initial brackets are in place. Let's get some shelves cut. Got this 28 5/8. Let's see if it fits in this slot here. Ooh, nice like a glove. Now Sarah made a very good suggestion of putting the screws in the studs with more of these kind of 1x2s across to support the weight more. I think it's pretty strong, but yeah, it might be a good idea. Why not? Let's make it totally over-engineered. Okay, Sarah just left the room and she says that the shelves look very utilitarian. I think it looks like board and batten. Like, you know, board and batten farm siding. But yeah, we definitely need to stain the edges here because you cut that and there's no stain in there. But that's pretty much it. I just gotta level those 2 shelves a little bit more. So watch this. You may not see it right now, but watch this. In 3, 2, 1. Booyah! Look at that. A little more even. Those 2 things in the middle more even. Looks good. Let's load it up. What do you think, baby? What do you think, baby? It's like, that looks really, it's like something you buy from a store. Look at all this extra room for activities. So, there you have it. Really awesome, super fun project. All in all, about like 200 to 250 bucks. A little pricey maybe, but I think a little more expensive because of the pandemic and wood being a little bit more expensive. So maybe in more normal times, it would probably be about a third cheaper. You know, all in all, I used pretty much everything except for maybe a little bit of the 1x2s, and I did buy an extra one of the 1x12s. So, I mean, that was a mistake. I probably could have saved an extra like 40 bucks there, but you never know. You might make a mistake and you need to have that extra piece lying around. And you know what? I'll probably end up using that piece of wood for another shelf anyway. But super fun project. I love it. We love it. It's totally added awesome shelving space, and we can still have a lot of stuff underneath it. And I hope you go and make one as well. And this is Ben signing off saying, you got the touch. Go make one. You got the touch. You got the power. Yeah!